my name is Chris Blaze. Here I'm going to do a tutorial. Had a lot of friends been wanting me to do this for a while, so sorry that I haven't done it, but I'm getting to it now. So what I'm going to be teaching you is how to make a fire eating stick. Okay, now this is a hollow eating stick. So basically, so you can draw from the back and do all the vapor tricks and all this kind of thing. So basically, you want a stick, hollow end. I use, what is this one? I use quite thin. It's very hard to find these in a hardware store. I get them from a aluminium warehouse place. So these ones are basically 8 mil, 7-8 mil. But the ones that you can get into hardware are about 10 mil, the smallest size. 10 mil works just as good. I kind of like thinner. Okay, so and then basically it's kind of up to you. I recommend sort of about 500 mil. This is about 500. Yeah, 500 mil, which is 50 centimeters. Okay, 400. 400 mil, 40 centimeters, not too bad. Any smaller than that is not good because you're getting closer to the fire, okay, with your hand. Because especially when you're going like this, when you're doing fire eating tricks, the fire's right there. The longer it is, less chance of you actually hurting your hand when you're putting it in your mouth, okay? So around 500, 50 centimeters, perfect. Okay. Now, first of all, with all props that I build and everything, I use these. These are nips. These come in handy. I'm an ex-concreter, and yeah, I can use anything with these. So basically, first main important thing that you want to do is, well, actually, the first main important thing is when you cut it, it's going to have all fraily side ends on it. And because these are you're sucking into your mouth, it's very important to go around the inside. Be careful with the blade, okay? Be very careful, and get rid of all that excess sort of burrs and stuff off it. On the outside, just get a bit of sandpaper, go around a rock, whatever, the road, concrete, and just do that on both ends. Okay, now once you've done that, then I want you to crimp the end. Now that's very, very important when drawing back. If you don't crimp the end, which meaning stop, like completely close off the end, okay? If you don't do this, where your wick is, you're going to be drawing air in. You want to be drawing vapor, not air into the hollow stick. So I do that, and then basically if you keep it round, you can do it, you can drill into round, but it makes it harder because it wants to just slip off all the time. So basically what I do, I use these and I give it a little crimp. Boom, boom, wherever I want to put a hole. Now there's 4 holes, right? But one's a very, very small sort of hole. That's actually for my little screw. Okay, it's not actually for the holes for the vapor. So basically, I'm using 3 holes, which are a bit bigger than the one which I'm using for this. I use 3 holes. You can use 2. To be honest, I've never tried with 2, but I think you can. But 3, obviously more chance of getting vapor down into your mouth. Yeah. So there's 4 holes. One's very small for the little screw, and 3 other holes for the vapor, for the gas. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, next bit is your wick. Now I recommend around 270 mil, which is 27 centimeters to 28 centimeters to, yeah, which is 280 mil. All right. That's what I sort of recommend to use, and then just get rid of all the excess fray bits. Okay, I even use these to cut, not scissors. Scissors to me are no good because they go blunt very quickly. Doesn't matter what scissors you use. This is very hard material. Or use tin snips to cut. Okay, but these are great, especially when they're new. So we got 170, 180 mil. All right. Now we got our little screw. So what I want you to do, so what I want this to be is about 1 centimeter past the end. Okay, 1 centimeter past. And what I want you to do, go 1 centimeter past, line it up with that hole that you want to screw this screw into, and come down probably about 15 mil, maybe 20 mil. Okay, so line it up. That's basically it there. And put that screw in. Okay. Don't put it right on the end because those end bits are quite frayed. All right, and it'll just slip through. You got to come down into where it's the webbing is really good. Okay. Once you've done that, line it up with that hole that you want to use, the small hole. Okay. Screw it in. Just make sure it's right. Nice and tight. Okay. Now it's not going anywhere. Alright. So then, getting a bit of tape. Have a bit of tape ready. Okay. Wind that around. Okay. Tuck all that frayed stuff in there. Alright. Now, nice and tight. Not too tight. You just want it nice and firm. Otherwise, if it's too tight, it doesn't allow enough fuel to actually soak into it. Like I made this mistake. I used to try and get it as tight as possible. It's actually not good. Okay. So quite tight though. All right. And the last, I guess 50 mil. Tuck it over. So there's about 25, maybe if not 30 mil tucked in. Actually, yeah, about 25 mil is good. Okay. So then, your work's done. Alright. So, from here, I start here. Put that around. And make sure this thing stays nice. Nice and straight, doesn't go off wonky on you. Around. Okay. You don't want to go right to the end. You just want to make sure that bit's, the bottom's okay, like that. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to get our thread. So this is about 400 millimeters, 40 centimeters. Put a little knot at the end with maybe 1 centimeter hanging out. You don't want it cut off too short, otherwise the knot will come out. Okay. I use heavy duty needles, quite thick needles. I use straight needles. A lot of people tell you to use these hook ones. I find these a waste of time. I find them quite hard to use. Straight ones and thick ones are kind of the better ones for me. Personal preference, whatever suits you. Make sure that little knot stays at the bottom. Now from the inside of this wick, when you first start, go about 6-7 mil in on both ends, 6-7 mil in, and from the top down, about 7 mil. And poke your first little hole. Okay, and help, like I said, trusty old tool. You can use pliers, you know, to do this. Pull that through. All right, and bam. Don't pull tight because it'll pull through at the moment. All right. Now with this one, Right next to it, you want to go in like 2 mil increments, okay? 2 mil apart from each other, okay? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So 2 mil apart, okay, and through there. All right. Now it's very hard to use with that, so I use these. All right. Okay. And then you want a nice big chunk. You don't want it too thin. You want it coming out up here. Okay. And yeah, cool. So then you peel that through. Okay, and make sure. And sometimes when it gets a little bit like that, you need to go one by one. Okay, pull that one, and pull that one, until it's all down. And still with this first one, don't pull too tight. Actually use your hand to kind of caress that in, like otherwise it'll slip out. Okay, and remember, only 2 mil at a time, maybe 3 mil. If you go big long stretches, this will be exposed too much. Okay, and when you put it on fire, this will actually burn. It won't burn if it's quite close. If it's only little small little holes. At the start, I want you to go about 3, maybe 4 times right on just on that end. Okay, before you go anywhere. Okay, like I said, just poke it in there. When you feel it, you can't get any further, get the trusty old tool, and it'll help you. Bam, makes it easy. Pull that through. Okay. So like I said, sometimes only one end might not come through. So bam. And now you can start pulling a little bit tight, but still not too tight. The next one you can do it quite tight, but that one just firm. Remember, just to make sure, 2 mil, and you actually really just stay on that end bit for a minute. And watch your fingers too. See how that didn't really bite into much, so just pull it back a little bit, move it down until you get up there a little bit. Okay. Down. Okay. So now you've got a nice little sturdy bit right on that end. Okay. So now you can start working your way down. Alright. So work your way down, like 2 mil, boom. 2 mil, boom. And just keep working your way down. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone right through. It's kind of important, like wherever you start here, keep a nice line. But the most important is be about 5 millimeters away from that wrapped around edge, and stay there the whole time. I don't know whether you can see on the thing. It's not absolutely perfect, doesn't need to be absolutely perfect, but pretty close. Okay, and I've just gone like every time that I've gone, it's another 2 mil, 2 millimeters down, through, another 2 millimeters down. I keep going boom down. So yeah, it's like boom down, boom down, boom down. Don't feed like this and come up and over, like, and don't do it like this. Okay, because you'll have too much of this exposed. You want to go in and next to it, come down, go across, and work your way down this way. Don't go in like when you sew, you go around like this. Don't do like a stitching where you're looping it. Don't do this. More do this. Okay. And now this bit's kind of important, so it doesn't unthread on you, I guess. And really watching your fingers so you don't hurt your fingers. Okay. So do one extra at the bottom there. Okay. Now if I was to just cut it there, over time it'll fray and it'll just come loose. So what I do, I go from here straight into the side of the stem. Okay. So obviously always 2mm, and then I'll feed it right so it comes out right next to the stem there. Okay, feeds through, don't loop it. Oh, sorry. Okay, now when you got that, now what I do is I feed that straight down the stem. If it stops, it's probably because you hit the screw. Okay, so just maybe pop it out and move it so you don't hit the screw. So then I make that go right through. Didn't hit the screw, which is good. Pops out there. Pull that. And now there's enough there that it won't come through it, and I cut it there. Boom. And then two. With the pair of scissors you can do this now. Just don't cut like long bits of wick. Don't do it with my foot. Yeah. So basically, yeah, just cut all the little shitty bits off. See, it's a little bit crooked. It's easy to just move it all into place and push, because it's going to have a bit of a lip there. You can push that down and make it nice and round. Okay, but don't worry if there's a little bit of frayed stuff, it's gonna burn off anyway. And yeah, basically, once you've just made it more of a circle shape, you have yourself, yeah, I need to cut these off, but I'll do that later. Yeah, just get all those frayed bits, get a pair of scissors, cut all those little frayed bits off. And yeah, you have yourself a nice, simple fire stick and all this kind of thing. All right. So comment below if you want any other sort of tutorials on how to. If I didn't explain it properly, I can explain it a little bit better for you. I'm a performer. I make a living out of doing all this sort of stuff. I make these videos to help people. So all I ask in return is to help me back. Subscribe to my video. This when festivals see my videos that I put up, it sees that I've got a following. So then obviously they're more willing to want to book me. So help me back out. I do all these for free for you. Subscribe. Plus, you get to see more tutorials. I just today also made a tutorial on how to make a flamethrower. So check that one out as well. Actually, I think oh yeah, no, it's not around. Anyway, so yeah, press like, subscribe, give me any comments you like, and check out all my other videos if you don't know who I am. And yeah, see you around. Any other things that you would like me to make, check out all the other things I have made. If there's anything else, let me know, and I'll try and get around to making them. Peace out. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your spinning. Bye.